Hey guys, MugenLord here, and we have some surprising news that I wanted to talk about as far as the PlayStation 5 is concerned, and how this could overall impact how we have access to our favorite JRPGs or just games in general. And since my channel more so focuses around RPGs and fighting games, I feel as though that this would be a perfect time to weave in talking about game consoles and how it affects our access to our favorite games, more specifically our favorite genre, which is RPGs. So what I'm talking about here, well, just a couple of days ago, Sony had made an announcement that they will be increasing the price of the PS5 in Europe, Japan, and many other locations but the US. But even though it's not, they haven't increased the price in the US for us, it still is going to have some overall impact for us here in the United States in many other ways indirectly. So I really wanted to talk about how it will impact our accessibility to some of our favorite JRPGs, and will this be a perfect chance for Microsoft to come in and to capitalize on that, pretty much that void where many people are having concern as far as the prices are concerned, because Nintendo and Microsoft themselves have pretty much announced that they won't be increasing their prices at all. Everything will remain the same, and I think this is a perfect time because we know as far as the Xbox is concerned, it's really lacking in the JRPG department. And if people are having concerns about the price of the PS5, would that also mean developers will start looking other places to be able to put their JRPGs for people to have access to them? Because surprisingly, which is going to be in another video we'll talk about, but I'll mention it here, it seems as though that many Japanese fans are really nervous, especially for the fact is that still some people can't have their hands or don't have their hands on the PS5, and Final Fantasy 16 will be releasing next year, and they're concerned that they won't be able to afford it or be able to actually play it. So will this be a perfect time for Japanese developers to start looking elsewhere? And I think the Xbox Series X and S will be perfect for them to be able to put more of their Japanese JRPGs on the console. So we're going to dive into this article where we talk about the Sony price hikes for the PS5, and then I just give you my overall opinion and how this could potentially be a good thing for Microsoft to capitalize on, to get some of our favorite JRPGs on the console. So we'll dive right into it. So it seems as though Sony's increasing its PS5 price in the UK, Europe, Japan, China, Australia, Mexico, and Canada. So prices are jumping by 10% in Europe, 21% in Japan, and by around 6% in the UK as inflation rates impact Sony and many other companies. While Sony is increasing PS5 prices in many parts of the world, it says there won't be a price increase in the US. Now, quote here says, "We're seeing high global inflation rates as well as adverse currency trends impacting consumers and creating pressure on many industries," explains Jim Ryan. And Jim Ryan has been pretty much he's been trending on Twitter over the weekend, and everybody is pretty much calling him the villain right now. People are disgusted by this dude, and it's just ridiculous. But we'll continue on. President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, based on these challenging economic conditions, SIE has made the difficult decision to increase their recommended retail price, RRP, of PlayStation 5 in select markets across Europe, Middle East and Africa, Asia Pacific, Latin America, and as well as Canada. Now the new prices are effective immediately. Oh wow, I didn't know that. The exception being the Japan increase, which will go into effect on September 15th. While Sony is increasing PS5 prices, the supply situation is still a problem in many markets. Our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything the PS5 has to offer, and what's still to come, says Ryan. So here are the PS5 prices. We want to discuss the prices and see what they have here. Now it says Europe, the PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive is $549.99, which is $500 from $500 from before. The digital edition $449.99, which from before Oh wow, damn. 399.99. And then we have the UK. We have the PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive, 479. So from before that was 449.99, and then the PS5 digital edition, 389.99, and before it was 359.99. Wow. So in Japan, like they said before, their prices won't come into effect until September 15th, and I wonder why. Is there a particular game that's coming out or anything? We'll find out. So the PS5 disc drive, 60,478 yen, which is 49,980 yen from before. Digital edition, 49,478, and from before 39,980 yen. And then of course the one from China, the disc drive, 3,089, 89.99, and of course the digital edition is 3,499 won, and before it was 3,099 won. Okay, so oh damn, I feel sorry for Australia, and they Australians wasn't lying when they say gaming is expensive. Look at this shit. The PS5 Blu-ray disc drive is $799.95, and from before $749.95, and then the digital edition is $649, and before it was $599. Yikes. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is freaking crazy. And I always see in the comment section a lot of Australians always talked about how difficult it is to actually game on these consoles and stuff, and looking at the price, that's ridiculous. And in Mexico, we have of course the disc drive, 14,000. Damn, that's crazy. Now that's ridiculous, yo. That is ridiculous, and I see why people are concerned. People are upset of how these prices are here for the PS5 console, and I just think it's ridiculous. And Jim Ryan, I don't understand the logic behind it. You know, you want the consoles in everybody's hands as much as possible, and you know that the consoles is pretty much really hard to you know, get your hands on, and so the logical thing to do is increase and bump up the price of the console and impose to your competitor, which is Nintendo, and also Microsoft, which they're keeping their prices the same despite inflation and everything. What is the excuse here? What is the excuse? And as I said about the main focus of this video, how could this impact Microsoft with the Xbox Series X? Now, I just want to let you guys know, like, when I put it out there, no, I'm not a Microsoft fanboy because I own the Nintendo Switch, PS5, and the Xbox Series X. I was lucky enough to be able to grab those two consoles. I have all three consoles. I have always got all the consoles from every generation. So it's not like a biased thing, you know, against, you know, Sony and uplifting Microsoft, but I feel as though that Microsoft is very lacking when it comes to Japanese games on the console. And the thing is, I really truly believe that Microsoft can actually do pretty well if they start capitalizing on that fact, and they have been trying, especially during the Xbox 360 era, and you might just forget the Xbox One. But I think this is a perfect time because, as far as I'm concerned, and for we know, as far as the Xbox is concerned, for this generation, the Xbox Series S, which is the all digital version, and the less powerful version compared to the Xbox Series X, has actually been selling pretty well in Japan. A lot of Japanese players are, you know, purchasing the console. I think it's a good entryway, a good entry point to grab a lot of Japanese consumers to buy the Xbox brand. So I think in hindsight, seeing the PS5 in the situation that it's in, and we already know what's been going on with Sony as far as as it is as a company. It's less Japanese now. We all know that at this point. I mean, their main office is based in America. They pretty much had shut down and closed down one of their very old and very last Japanese developed studio in Japan. So everything about Sony is more American than anything, and they've been chasing the Western audience for quite some time now, which made Nintendo pretty much the dominant force in Japan more than anything else. So a lot of, Japanese, consumers, a lot of Japanese fans feel as though that, like Sony turned their backs on us. And I think this will be a perfect time for Microsoft to be able to jump in and say, hey, our prices remain the same. We haven't increased our prices. Hey, why don't you come on board? And especially since people, and especially in Japan, are having concerns whether or not they'll be able to experience some of their favorite JRPGs, for the fact is that Sony PlayStation 5 is going to be hard. It's still hard to obtain, and also the price hike. I think it'd be a perfect time for Microsoft and even Japanese developers to start looking elsewhere. We already seen that the Game Pass essentially really works well, but I think it's a perfect time for them to actually start going into business with Microsoft and say, hey, like, let's work something out. Let's get some more of these games over here on the platform. Now, I have the Xbox Series X. Like I said, I play the Xbox Series X. I've been playing it since this month, more than I ever played my PS5. I haven't played the PS5 in a minute. The last game I played on the PS5 was essentially Tales of Arise and Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. They were the only main two games that I played on the platform. But other than that, I've been playing more Xbox Series X by the days, and I've been really enjoying it. And I would love to see more JRPGs onto the platform. I'm already picking up Star Ocean for the Xbox Series X, and I'm also picking up DioField Chronicles for the Xbox Series X as well. And I would love to see more of these type of games hit the platform. I think it'd be good for everyone, for everybody to be able to get their hands on a lot of these great JRPGs. So I think having JRPGs is pretty much a must at this point if they want to penetrate the Japanese market, and if people can, people will buy Xbox much quicker, since the prices are remaining the same, and be able to play those JRPGs. Seeing the fact that we see in Persona 5 coming to the Royale coming to the Xbox Series X is also a good sign and a good thing. So I think if they get the ball rolling, I think this is good for competition. I think Sony is definitely making a mistake by doing this. And like I said, in my next video, we'll talk more about the Final Fantasy franchise and the fate of the series, especially now that Japanese fans are really concerned about the price hike and how they will be able to get their hands on Final Fantasy 16. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the price hike? Is that concerning to you, or you still want to go out and pay the price that they're putting out there right now with the price hike? And also, is this convince you more to start investing in a gaming PC at this point, especially now that Sony is starting to pull out their first party exclusives on the PC at this point? So definitely your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear that. And what JRPGs would you love to see make it over to the Xbox Series X? And do you think this will benefit the Xbox brand in the long run because of this price increase for the PS5? Definitely want to hear your thoughts. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell to be notified for more RPG news in the near future. This is MugenLord, sign off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.